What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today I wanted to discuss kind of a cool little idea that I've had for quite some time now. It's spanned over multiple Call of Duties, and I've even heard other YouTubers talk about this. Like, I'm not going to claim this as my idea, but it's something that I've really been thinking about, particularly since yesterday's video, and it's been kind of on the forefront of my mind. So I wanted to bring it up to you guys, see what you guys thought, and just kind of start a discussion, because it's kind of a way to help aid with the supply drop situation. So obviously supply drops are a big topic right now. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people say we're moving more towards a free-to-play model. It's not really fair. It's almost pay to win in a sense. And people just aren't happy with the statistic varying weapons that are in supply drops. And rather than continue to complain about that and be a part of the problem, we should be forward-looking and, kind of try to think of some solutions and some things that we could do instead. So what I'm talking about are weapon skins, all right? So I'm not talking about camos. I'm not talking about paint jobs. I'm not talking about remade weapons with varied stats. I'm talking about bringing back weapon skins from previous games in the Call of Duty franchise. So where this is coming from is, as you guys know, I put out a video yesterday talking about how Vaughn had tweeted out this kind of like graffiti image of an AK-47 and how there's, a decent chance that could be alluding towards some sort of AK-47 coming to Black Ops 3. And I even mentioned this in the video, but a lot of people down in the comments said, like, why would we have an AK-47 if we already have the KN-44? That's essentially the same thing. Well, my, kind of thought here is, and something like I said, I've thought about this for a while, is what if, rather than bringing in an entirely new AK-47, like an entirely new weapon with new, stats and everything like that, what if they just brought in kind of like a skin for the KN-44. So it doesn't vary the stats. It's still the exact same weapon. It just changes the look of the weapon and potentially even change the sound as well. So instead of running around and shooting the KN-44, you're running around and shooting a COD 4 AK-47. It's got the same stats, same rate of fire, same damage, same everything else. It's just varied aesthetically or visually, kind of like they do with the melee weapons. So like with all these melee weapons, there's not really a difference. In fact, at one point, the crowbar was a little bit better than everything else. They patched it since then. But basically, whether you have the crowbar or the sword or, the dagger, whatever else, it's all kind of the same thing. Like, if you had a combat knife, you still have that same weapon. It just looks a little bit different. Why on earth can't we do those with the actual bullet shooting weapons in the game? Because then we get the best of both worlds. We have new awesome stuff in supply drops that people can go after. If they want to spend money on it, great. If they want to grind out crypto keys for it by ranking up, great. That's awesome. You still get that rush feeling of being able to open up stuff and get cool stuff out of supply drops, and Activision still has their micro DLC where they can make a little bit extra money. But at the same time, we aren't, creating this almost, kind of like chance-based gambling type situation where people aren't getting access to something that's totally different. You know what I mean? Like, there's a big difference between not having access to an entirely new weapon with new stats versus not having access to a weapon skin. Like, I don't see any issue with that. So I think that could be really, really cool. I mean, think about it. So obviously, KN-44, AK-47. The CUDA could be switched to an MP5. The XR2 could be switched to an M16. Imagine the COD 4 M16. How cool would that be? HVK-30? Let's talk about the Galil from Black Ops 1. Those two are relatively similar. The Locust could be switched over to the Ballista. The SVG could be switched over to the DSR. The ICR, the ACR. I mean, it goes on and on. Every single year, we have very similar guns to previous years of Call of Duty. And I think this would be really cool. I mean, imagine running around with a DSR-50 from Black Ops 2, except in Black Ops 3. Underneath, it's just an SVG. It's no different. But it's got kind of like a new feeling to it, a new skin to it, a new sound to it, everything else like that. I think that would be really, really cool. And I think it would make pretty much everybody happy, because Activision still wins. They have that DLC. We still have that stuff to go after. But at the same time, for those people who don't care about supply drops, who don't want to spend that extra money and that kind of thing, all they're missing out on is a visual thing, and that's nothing to really complain about. So, I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. It's something I've thought about for a while, and it was really kind of on the forefront of my mind because of that AK-47 image that Vonnerhart tweeted yesterday. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am going to catch you guys later. I posted a new video over my vlog channel today, so if you guys want to check that out, click that annotation on screen or the link down in the description. Go check it out. Thank you guys so much. Peace out, guys.